If the thought of leaving Lassie in kennels spoils your holiday, then you can send him to this luxury animal hotel in Germany, where you can be sure he's relaxing in just as much comfort as you are. For the more social animal, there are also double rooms available. The owners of the resort say it is the largest of its kind, and with almost 89 hectares of land, the animal kingdom is almost as big as Monaco. In addition to a menu a la carte tailored to the animal's individual preferences, there is also a beauty parlour and a psychotherapist to allow your furry friend to get rid of the everyday stresses during his holiday too. Not that the Paws Hotel Resort is restricted to dogs. Cats, rabbits and other furry friends can also take a holiday here. The reception, shop, cafe and swimming pool are open to all. Admittedly, cats tend to avoid playing in the swimming pool, but it is very popular with dogs. And there are even fitted life jackets for those who don't feel so safe in the water. But as in any hotel, luxury comes at a price. The price of a room in summer starts at €23 and can range up to €51 depending on the size of the dog, the length of its hair and the time of the year. It's cheaper to have a feathered friend. Parrots can stay the night for a quarter of the cost. Israel's latest secret defense weapon against bomb attacks are specially trained pigs that smell explosive devices. Pigs may not be kosher in Israel, but may deserve an image makeover thanks to this hidden talent for sniffing out bombs. Young entrepreneur Gaba Zion, a former Israeli army trainer of security dogs, is discreetly training 4 female pigs on a desert kibbutz to do a job normally handled by canines or electronic mine detectors. He says pigs would outperform both, and hopes for a thriving business, but only abroad because religious and cultural taboos would get in the way here. Pigs are regarded as unclean by religious Jews and Muslims. He said he would contact countries plagued by leftover minefields such as Angola, Mozambique and former Yugoslav republics. To demonstrate, Zion concealed a little pouch filled with a substance simulating gunpowder in a hole drilled into a large cardboard plank outside his pigsty. Then he fetched his star pupil, an affable little porker named Soda. She rooted about the plank and within seconds stopped short at the hole with the pouch, looked up at Zion, sat down and thrust her snout in the air for a reward, cornmeal that he stuffed into her mouth. Zion said he hit upon Pig's hidden talent while working for the Israeli mine-clearing firm Ma'avarim, using conventional dogs on a contract in Croatia. Jewish and Arab Israelis generally do not eat pork for religious reasons, but some firms like Kibbutz Lahav breed pigs to serve Russian immigrants who don't adhere to the Jewish tradition. With 3 hungry snakes sharing his house, Jordanian zoo owner Mohammed Amin Al-Rafi has come up with a novel way of satisfying their appetites on the cheap. He simply breeds his own mice and feeds them to the snakes. The snakes, 2 males and 1 female, are all about 2.5 meters long. Each snake has to consume at least 20 mice per month. To buy the mice in the market would cost the owner around $71 US every month. So Amin breeds the mice at home. He says it's his hobby, but there is also another reason, that being the snakes consume 20 mice every month. Amin began with 3 females and 1 male mouse. When the mice reproduced, he had 500 mice. Both snakes and mice now share the house with the rest of Amin's family. Mohammed Amin, a father of 3 boys and 2 girls, lives in Al Rusefa town, 20 kilometers north of Amman. Except for his wife, all the family seems to be quite comfortable with the idea of keeping the mice and the snakes at home. Mohammed said there were no hygiene problems in the house, as he cleans the cages every day. The grey-headed flying fox bat is classed as a threatened species, but you wouldn't know it walking through Sydney's Royal Botanical Gardens. More than 5,300 of these large bats have taken up residence here, as their natural habitat along the New South Wales coast has been cleared for development. Park staff say the bats, which now reside there, are not a menace, but they do need to give some of the older trees, which are up to 180 years old, a break to rejuvenate. The bats appear to be creatures of very fixed habits and return to the same branch of the same tree over and over again. This heavy occupation strips the trees of their natural foliage and causing concern to environmentalists. In an effort to save the trees and encourage the bats to find a new abode, staff have taken the extreme measures of banging drums, dropping python waste, and applying chili and shrimp paste on the trees, but nothing has worked so far. Now, researchers of the gardens are blasting the trees with water sprinklers, and one of the most annoying noises known to man to encourage the bats to rest elsewhere in the gardens. Each morning from 5:30 a.m. to 7 a.m, a device called the Phoenix Whaler emits a range of noises that are disturbing to the flying foxes in the hope that they will rest elsewhere in the gardens which edge the shore of Sydney Harbour. Visitors to Sydney's Royal Botanic Gardens are captivated by the sound, smell and sight of the world's largest flying bat, which hangs upside down from the trees. The grey-headed flying fox, which can weigh up to 4 kilos and has a wingspan of 1 metre, is a big attraction to the many intrigued international and local visitors who stroll through the area. Canadian tourist Melissa Romano said it's the first time she's seen these. They're big, they're impressive, and very nice. These Hong Kong fish breeders are angling for a place in the Guinness Book of Records with a giant goldfish the size of an average house cat. Bruce, more formally known as a red oranda, measures 37.2 centimetres long and is big enough and strong enough to give any hungry tabby second thoughts. Scooping up the writhing orange bundle with both hands, Louis Chan beamed and attributed Bruce's bulk to selective breeding, a good diet and plenty of exercise. The brothers are among a group of fish breeding pioneers from Hong Kong who moved their farms in the 1980s to southern China, where land and labour costs were far cheaper. The Chans will release a new hybrid goldfish that they have successfully bred. This variety of black and white Ranchu has no dorsal fins. They say it takes at least 3 years to get a new variety, and the brothers have bred more than 20 new varieties of goldfish over the past 2 to 3 decades. Their farm is one of the biggest in China, breeding more than 100 of the 300 goldfish varieties known in the country. Almost all their fish are exported, with the United States and Europe taking more than 50%. Goldfish are believed to have originated in China, where records dating back to 300 AD contain references to them. The Chinese in particular prize the brightly coloured fish as a symbol of wealth and abundance. Goldfish breeding then spread to Japan around 1500, and then to Britain, Portugal, France and the Netherlands in the 18th century with the flourishing of international trade. The Chans took the serious fish breeding world by storm when they unveiled a black and white butterfly tail moor in 1984. Unlike the new Ranchu, the moor has clearly delineated patches, which later earned it the nickname panda goldfish. Worldwide trade in aquarium and ornamental fish easily totals hundreds of millions of US dollars. It took a long time, but suddenly the waiting was over. For animal workers in Berlin, the birth of Paula was a long, hoped-for, but unlikely event. She was, after all, the first female giraffe to be born in the Friedrichsfeld Zoo for many years. The week-old baby, whose origins are Ugandan, measured 1.8 metres tall when it was born in the thoroughly unceremonial manner usual for giraffes. A giraffe birth, they say, is always somewhat dramatic, as it takes place in a standing position, and the newborn falls about 2.5 metres straight into life. It still has soft bones, so nothing bad happens, but after a quarter of an hour, it is already trying to stand up. Koroman, the zookeeper, is delighted that Paula has, as yet, shown every sign of being in full health. Experts are cautious, however, about predicting a smooth run. As a priority, zoologists must take care that incest does not run rife in the herd as a whole. They have reason to be worried, though, as Paula's father is also the father of her mother. The British government and some of Britain's most prominent companies have lined up to donate funds and materials they hope will help in the battle to save the Siberian tiger and leopard. The AMUR, Russia's animal conservation group, have launched a campaign to highlight the plight of the Siberian tigers and leopards. According to the figures, some 400 tigers are left in the wild and between 20 to 40 leopards. Land Rover has donated a brand new all-terrain 4x4 vehicle to AMUR. The work of saving the Siberian tigers has the backing of London's Zoological Society. A spokeswoman for the London Zoo said in Moscow the only way to save the Siberian tigers was to help preserve the tigers in the wild and stop the systematic poaching of the animals. Siberian tigers and leopards are two of the most endangered big cats on the planet. They have had a difficult time over the past 100 years, with tiger numbers as low as 50. It gained protection, and the number increased to up to 400 adult individuals. The situation with the Siberian leopards is catastrophic. There are only 20 to 40 leopards still left in the wilderness of Russia, China, and Korea. Siberian tigers and leopards face numerous threats. The main one is illegal poaching. Hunting tigers in Russia was banned in 1947, but with the dissolution of the Soviet Union, illegal hunting has been fueled by demand from across the borders in China and Korea. Traditional Chinese medicine believes that tiger parts will cure sickness. Another threat for Amur tigers and leopards is a loss of habitat to fire and logging. Sunglasses, cage coolers, and the latest season's hairstyle have brought new meaning to the phrase "dog days of summer" in the Netherlands. As a heat wave rolled across the country, Dutch pet owners went shopping to protect their beloved animals from the sweltering heat and burning sun. Pet store Super Animal Land in Rotterdam says the sizzling heat sparked a run for all sorts of luxury products designed to keep a pet cool. The most wanted item was the Body Cool Bandana, a cotton scarf with moisture-absorbing kernels to chill the main artery in the pet's neck. Placing the bandana in cold water for 15 minutes supposedly keeps your pet cool for 5 days. Other popular items are dog cool mats made from the same moisture kernels, cage cool ventilators, dog hats, and sunglasses. Canine hair saloons are also doing big business, with more people taking their pets for a summer cut. If its hair is tangled, they say, the dog cannot sweat. People take their dogs more often for a swim, so short hair is convenient to check the animal for fleas and ticks. With more sun forecasted, cool dogs had nothing to sweat over. As heat waves swept Turkey, people began to take to the shores of the country. What about those who can't travel? The animals at Izmir Zoo on the Aegean coast, where the heat rose in the summer, were being washed by their handlers. Average temperatures of 35 degrees Celsius during the summer months makes elephants push their fences, demanding a shower. And they're washed at least 3 to 4 times a day, sometimes 5. If they don't, the elephants may force the fences and try to get wet somewhere else. Tigers are a bit luckier. They have their own showers inside their cages, which washes them 3 times a day. They wash the animals which like water due to the hot weather. And those who stay in town and spurn the beaches enjoy watching the animals get washed, but not as much as the animals did.